Hey there, this is the orientation for Desktop Publishing Publisher 3 credit hours. So this is for spring. My name is Michelle Whitman. I'll be your instructor. Our course number is 156-5001 and it's online. It starts the 27th and will go through May 30th. Normally we will be stopping at the same time all the other courses start, but the actual physical end date is 5:30. I have online office hours only. There is a change from what's written on the syllabus. Mondays will stay the same, 8 to 10. Tuesdays will be 8 to 9. We won't have any Wednesdays, but we will have Thursdays from 8 to 10 again. So those are the office hours. Again, I will put that up on the syllabus and I will put it on the website. I don't have an office phone because currently I'm residing in Arizona. And so the best way to get in touch with me is through the college email at michelle.whitman@kishwaukeecollege.edu. If you would like to, let's see, what do I got here? If you'd like to contact me, please don't use the D2L email. That means that I have to check email in about 16 different places. So if you just email me at michelle.whitman@kishwaukeecollege.edu, I will give you a very prompt response. So I usually get back to you within 24 hours for sure. So what is going on in this course? It's a course in desktop publishing using Publisher. You have, with your book, comes a trial for 180 days, so make sure you download that. We'll be using 2010. This will be the last semester for that. After that, we'll be using 2013. So we're going to be doing things like flyers, business forms, newsletters, and letterheads. One of the things that we're going to make sure that you do is that you will be doing some design. So we want to make sure that not only do you do what's in the book and what they're asking you to do there, but we also want to make sure that you are able to kind of critically think and make your own design choices and make sure that those design choices work with the business that you are providing the service for. So you can see all of the different student learning outcomes, basically doing flyers, identifying the steps in the design process using different graphic formats, making some trifold brochures, different kinds of forms, and creating forms and tables. So we're going to be using the Shelley Cashman series from Course Technologies, Microsoft Publisher, and yes, you do have to get the book. Please make sure that you get it. If you decide to get it online, which is great, save yourself some money, you are on your own for that 180-day free trial of 2010. So you can either get it through the bookstore and get the free trial, or you have to figure out a way that you're going to use Publisher. You can always use Publisher over at the school. They've got it on the computers in all of the classrooms and all of the computer labs, so you should be fine. As far as this class goes, breakdown for the homework is 75%, and then we have a final project which is worth 25%. Each week our homework points are a little different, so you may want to pay attention to that. Coming down, I have a straight 90, 80, 70, 60 scale, so no hidden things there. If we're looking at week number 1, you want to read chapter 1, and then you're going to complete, going through the chapter, you have to complete the apartment for rent flyer. Then you're going to do the print publication to a web, and then on pages 52 through 54, you've got mountain bike, and so on and so forth. So you have quite a few flyers that you have to make. Some of them you make from scratch, some of them you're going to be making using a file that they have. So when you're up on D2L, you will see that you'll have a set of files that you have to download, and a lot of the pictures that you're going to be using in here and things like that are all set in those files. It's a zipped folder. I will have a video to show you how to unzip your files and use Publisher in that way. For the first week, it's 120 points, and that first week's worth of work is due on the 5th, and the 5th is a Wednesday. So all your work will be due on Wednesdays each week. If you come down, you could see that week 2, we have some brochures that we're going to be making this time. So instead of a flyer, we're going to be making some brochures. Notice that at the end of here, I've got 2 assignments that are called creative differences, and they're worth 30 points. And what that means is that I want you to go back and do one of the assignments from chapter 2. You can choose any one of those: spring break, sandwich shop, retreat, theater, any of those, and choose how you would do it differently for a business. So in other words, if the business was, like if it's a sandwich shop, let's say that you had, you like the way they had you do it in the chapter, but if you think you can do it better, or maybe change the feel and the theme, I want you to do that. So for 15 points each, and it's more than the original, I want you to pick 2 of those assignments and do them the way you would like them to be done, and give me just a little bit of an explanation why you chose the items the way you chose them. All right, and that will be due on February 12th. As we're going through, you can see chapter 3, there we're going to be doing newsletters. Chapter 4, you're going to be doing quite a few different things, like for bookmarks and building blocks, things like that. So you got some different options there. Chapter 5, same thing, letterheads, lots of different kinds of things, some fax covers. Chapter 6, we get going with some different kinds of tables that you're going to throw in. Then we have spring break. All the work that's due from chapter 6 isn't due until after spring break is over, so you get a little bit of an extra time there. Just letting you know that you can always work ahead, but please don't fall behind. The way I work the class, your work is due each week. You can work ahead, and there's obviously no penalty for that. But if it's past the due date, you have 1 week to turn it in, and then it's worth half. And then after 1 week, I don't accept it anymore. Mostly because, it takes me a long time to grade all of these, and I can't be going back after 3 weeks to grade something from the first week. So it just saves me a lot of time, and so just across the board, I don't accept it. All right? So as you're going through, you can kind of see how it goes each week. And then the last 2 weeks we have available for your final project. So you'll see your final project a little bit later and what I'm requiring, and you have a couple weeks to get it done. It is due the 14th. There is no final exam. It's the final project. It's due, and I have a little bit of time to grade it and then give you a grade. You'll notice that it says that we're supposed to finish by May 30th, but we are finishing by the 14th. The reason why we're starting this class a little bit late is because of some Blackboard issues, moving classes from Blackboard to D2L. So I just decided, instead of dragging this out for an extra couple weeks, we just are going to do one really good final project. So we talked about makeup. Please make sure that you have a reliable access to a computer with an internet connection that has Publisher on it. So I don't accept computer issues as an excuse for late work, because you've taken an online class, and so you really need to have a computer that works for that. So you can always go over to the school and use one there, or your local library if they happen to have Publisher. Sometimes a change in the syllabus will need to be made, and I will send that to you by email if there's a change that needs to happen. And we already talked about the fact that 1 week for homework for half credit, and then will not be accepted after that. Okay? Your final project has to be turned in by the 14th. I can't take it late, mostly because I need a lot of time to grade all of those. So turning it in early would be better, but you have a due date of May 14th. After about halfway in the class, if I notice that you're not pursuing the class, I will shoot you an email and just say, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm going to go ahead and drop you. You have a couple days to let me know whether you want to stay in the class, but at the halfway point, I will drop you if you haven't been pursuing the class. After the halfway point, if you decide to drop out of sight, it's up to you to withdraw yourself, so you want to make sure that you do that if you're not doing well. All right? As far as incompletes, I really don't give them very often unless you show me like a hospital thing or something like that. We won't cancel classes because there's no problems with the weather. Please make sure you're doing your own work. Last semester I had quite a few students turning in the exact same work. If I notice that you turn in the same work as someone else, I will give you a 0, and if I catch it more than once, I'll just send you to the dean. So please do your own work. The whole point of this class and education in general is that you're paying to learn a skill, and so please go ahead and take the time to learn that skill and become competent at what you're doing, so that you can use that in your education or in your job in the future. As we go through, you can kind of read through this. I do want to always point out the Assistive Resources Center. If you have a documented disability or special learning need and want to request accommodations, please let Ann Wilson know in A1317 or at her extension 3960. She will be able to give you a hand, and you can then go ahead and let me know, and we will make any accommodations that you might need. All right, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, of course, email me at michelle.whitman@kishwaukeecollege.edu and not through the D2L, okay? Thanks, and watch the next video so you can see how to upload and download files. All right, thanks.